If you've ever been infuriated by online trolls or wondered who's really behind those aggressive social media posts, you're not alone. The truth is, many of these frustrating interactions are part of a larger, more sinister strategy. Your online interactions could be manipulated by unseen forces with a hidden agenda. Welcome to the shadowy world of AI bots and click farms, a world where the digital lines between truth and deception are increasingly blurred. In recent years, social media has transformed into a battleground, not just for ideas, but for influence. The rise of AI bots and click farms has made it harder than ever to discern genuine opinions from engineered narratives. AI bots are flooding social media platforms, often without users even realizing it. According to a Statista report, bots account for nearly 50% of all web traffic, with nearly 1/3 of that being driven by malicious or harmful bots. These bots aren't just lurking in the background. They actively engage in shaping conversations, spreading misinformation, and amplifying divisive content. A PBS report reveals how bots linked to Russian and Chinese interests were instrumental in amplifying controversial news and manipulating opinions, especially around high-stakes political events like Trump's indictment. Colin Clark from the Sufin Center explains, "These are Russian and Chinese-linked actors that are seeking to divide the United States. They want to weaken the U.S. by driving debate on divisive topics." This tactic is not new, but has evolved to become more sophisticated and pervasive. Click farms are another key player in this digital manipulation. These operations use hundreds of devices to generate likes, follows, and other forms of engagement artificially. As Huck Magazine reports, a click farm in Hong Kong had hundreds of smartphones, all linked to computers, rapidly liking and following content to skew engagement metrics. Jack Latham, who documented his visit to a click farm, describes the scene. Each phone is a different account, and each can change its IP address 20 times a day. Each phone is technically 20 different phones, so you can see how it scales up. The impact is clear. It manipulates algorithms and artificially inflates content popularity. The influence of these digital tactics extends beyond mere engagement. A Microsoft report highlights how China's use of AI and fake accounts aims to sow division in the United States, particularly around elections and contentious issues. The report notes, China is using fake social media accounts to poll voters on what divides them most to sow division and possibly influence the outcome of the U.S. presidential election. These tactics have real-world consequences. The aim is to create discord, polarize opinions, and destabilize democratic processes. It's not just about influence, it's about creating chaos. To grasp the real-world impact of AI and bot-driven disinformation, let's explore some specific instances from recent history. During the 2020 United States presidential election, a troubling pattern emerged. Bots and fake accounts spread false information about polling locations being closed or moved. This was a deliberate tactic to confuse voters and disrupt the electoral process. A Brookings Institution report highlights how these AI-driven campaigns functioned. The report reveals that disinformation tactics included fabricating information about polling locations and other critical voting-related details. These efforts were designed to create confusion and disenfranchisement among voters. The aftermath was significant. As noted by the Brookings report, many voters faced unnecessary confusion and long lines due to the spread of false information. This deliberate misinformation not only impacted voter turnout, but also eroded trust in the electoral process. This example demonstrates how AI and disinformation can disrupt democratic processes and erode public trust. But the manipulation didn't stop there. After Joe Biden's victory in the 2020 election, a wave of bot activity targeted his victory tweet. These bots posted hundreds of comments, all variations of similar messaging, designed to praise Biden and criticize Trump and his followers. The coordinated nature of these comments was intended to amplify certain narratives and sow discord. This coordinated effort underscores how bots and click farms are used not only to influence the electoral process, but also to shape public perception after elections. By flooding social media with repetitive, strategically crafted messages, These bots aim to manipulate the discourse and perpetuate division. Together, these examples illustrate the significant impact of AI and bot-driven disinformation. They show how these technologies can create confusion, manipulate electoral processes, and ultimately undermine democratic systems. This social manipulation can easily sway public perception and generate controversy. The rise of AI bots and fake accounts on social media is a challenge we must navigate with awareness and vigilance. By staying informed and adopting critical thinking habits, we can protect ourselves from the manipulative tactics that aim to influence our beliefs and behaviors. Remember, the power to discern truth from fiction lies in our hands. Stay curious, stay skeptical, and stay authentically connected.